What a ridiculous winners bracket finals we've had here live in Columbus, Ohio. Guys, are you enjoying this series? That's what I thought I'd hear.
It's a good series, not gonna lie.
TK, 2 games back-to-back, clutching it up.
What is it, that 60% clutch 100% of the time?
All the time.
Yeah, good Christopher bucket.
Loving it, man. Hey, they didn't clutch up in that hard point.
No, you're right, you're right.
Man, they didn't clutch up in that surge.
Think
we'll
about
find
how
out, can they clutch up and make it real 60?
That's true, that's true. The Search and Destroy coming up, though, is going to be Solar. And you heard Mr. X talk about it when we went to the analysis desk. OpTic Gaming have a 100% win ratio throughout Season 1 on this map. Now, when I was talking to a couple of the pros up in the Pro Lounge, they were actually really surprised by that. They're not so keen on that being OpTic Gaming's favored or best Search and Destroy map. We saw it in a couple of 2Ks and 5Ks, haven't picked it up. However, Team Kaliber, this is their worst S&D map. So if there was ever going to be a moment where TK needs to clutch up, it's right here.
Well, we can see our players right now changing up their classes, getting ready for Search and Destroy. While they do that, let's talk about what's coming up here. You're going to catch a lot of action right here on MLG.TV tonight. Kicking things off, our friends over at the CEVO League are going to be hosting their Season 6 playoffs. You can watch that on MLG.TV/PlayCevo. We also have the European Regional Finals kicking off. 14 teams coming through to the Call of Duty Championships presented by Xbox from Europe. You can watch that on MLG.TV/EUR. And of course, the North American Finals will be hosted in this arena by MLG. That's coming up March 6th through the 8th. You have so much content to watch here. If you're a shooter fan, this is the place to be.
Oh, definitely. So excited for regionals in 2 weeks' time. But before that, you know, we still have this tournament to finish, Season 1 Finals. And it's looking like this could be very, very good. TK, a lot of people underestimate them. They find themselves in a winners bracket final, 1 map away from finding themselves into the grand final.
All right, Ben, we got to talk about the 2 faces to watch in this matchup. Once again, Sharp, a 1.18. Definitely didn't get that on recovery. So he's looking for a much stronger game this second S&D around. Formal, though, is going to be a key player. Bow play could be ridiculous here on a map like Solar.
Sniping. You've got to see this man pick up first bloods with his sniper rifle. I mean, you know, you talk about Solar as a map throughout Season 1. 68% of the time, the offensive team won. So that tells you a lot of information. And the B bomb site was actually ran at 83% of the time. So, you know, if you're on the defensive side, you need to try and stack that B bomb site. But with that said, on your first attacking side, how much of a curveball will it be if you go to A? We saw TK experiment with that on the first map of S&D Recovery. If you remember, they went to the unfavored bomb site in their very first attacking round. I'd love to see them do that again here. I think that's how you catch OpTic Gaming out in the first couple of rounds.
And as our trolls in the control room would remind you, the team that wins Game 5 will win the match 100% of the time, man.
And I would like to point out, yesterday, Maven and Mr. X said that that was my statistic. Well, I can confirm Maven was the one that actually came up with it.
Fantastic. Here we go. The bomb in the hands of Theory is going down B Street. Goonjar is going to be looking over at A. So a nice spread here from Team Kaliber on the attack. OpTic is going to stack B at the start. So we're going to see interesting action over at A potentially. Here's the first battle. Crim 6 as they throw in your COD vision. Going to be met by Goonjar, and there's your first blood going in favor of TK.
Love that. Immediately, as soon as Goonjar gets that kill, the bomb carrier just darts towards that A bomb site. They know now they have A control. There's not going to be that many more players from OpTic Gaming there at that time. They have, however, rotated. So Theory, you know, taking his time, doesn't want to plant that bomb just yet.
But,
you know, on a map like Solar, you sometimes try and play for 2 kills before you go for that plant, and that's what TK are definitely trying to do. I do think, though,
there it is.
He's got it. He's got it. Bomb down.
Nade shot inching closer. You see OpTic setting up a coordinated push. First man goes up. That was Goonjar cleaning up Scump. Nade shot replies on Theory. So that makes it a 2-on-3. Formal left alive as well. It's going to answer back. Nade shot now and a manageable 1-on-1 after that kill. Nade shot, can he get 3 here and clutch up this first round?
Oh, I don't think he saw him actually, but he's going to chance Goonjar. Goonjar is going to get the kill though.
The Goon! Goon picks up 3 instead.
Nicely played from Goonjar, and that's a key round. As I said, 68% of the time, you're going to win your offensive rounds. It is all about defensive holds on S&D Solar.
Goonjar got your first blood with the up-close Bow versus ASM1 on Crim. He picked Scump out of the air as they tried to charge into A, and then winning the 1-on-1 versus Nadeshot. A huge round for him. We go over to Nadeshot on the attack, though. He's going to be your bomb carrier, and we'll see where they want to head. OpTic, known for their aggression, going to be charging forward, and they're bringing it in S&D just like they would in a hard point game.
I was going to say Formal's probably up top there with that Bal and the sniper rifle combination. But he just has his Bal out for now. And you see TK trying to make some plays. Looney draws first blood on Crim 6. That's massive. Meanwhile, the other side of the map, Formal Actually, I don't think he's seen him. No, he hasn't. Gujar's going to get the kill. So now it's a 2 versus 4 in favor of Team Kaliber. Nature's going to go down as Gujar kicking things off 5-0. We've criticized him a lot, to be honest with you, throughout Season 1 for his inconsistent plays, but this is the Gujar you want to perform online.
This is the goon who really made a name for himself at the end of Black Ops 2 and really the start of Ghost. He is back, ready to compete for a title once again. Scump in a 1-on-4 in such a tricky situation, and honestly, I want to see Goon finish this one. Can he get 3 kills in back-to-back rounds?
I mean, Scump's completely trapped. They know where he is. Bombs down as well in a very unfavorable position. Scump's going to have to do some wizardry type stuff here.
Yeah, here's your exit route.
It's like you're trapped. There's nothing he's going to do. And that was just so well played by Team Kaliber, not giving him any exit routes at all.
Man, if I was Scump, I would have just laid down the controller, hit down on the floor, and then talked about our trap for the next round on defense, because you are
boys, what do we do next round?
5-kill streak, though, for Goonjar after just 2 rounds. He has been on fire. The first blood's going to TK in both attacks, so we'll see who is going to take it this time as TK is loading up on the aggressive side. Once again, bomb in the hands of Theory, and Sharp is on your screen, could potentially go for a snipe. In fact, he's rocking just a bow. They're going for an early pick using the ARs.
And again, it's a very similar setup to what we saw them do in that first round. However, Nature's going to get first blood, and that's big for OpTic Gaming here. A big defensive stance will bring him back into this game.
Down goes Looney. Sharp trying to rotate, but it's OpTic with your first 2 kills. 4-on-2 situation. Sharp spots the sniper at the top and is wisely going to dip out. The bomb is down in the middle of the map, though, and we're going to see, where is Goon? Is he able to help at all? Nowhere near yet. Trying to sneak up.
Let's actually have a look at Goon. No! Crim6 wins that gunfight. Sharp left 1-on-4.
Feel my fist, bro.
I've seen Sharp clutch 1v4s before, but this is going to be something a lot more tough, I feel. He's going to get ran at, picks up the first kill. That was Nate somehow still alive, but he's trapped in the corner. OpTic Gaming needs to just run it, and there's going to be Scumpy. He cleans up the kill, and OpTic Gaming reply with a defensive hold themselves.
It's crazy to think where we're at right now. Game number 5, Team Kaliber, our number 6 seed, showing what they're made of, taking our first 2 rounds. OpTic answering back, and now they'll be on the attack. Ben, you said the attacking side is favored here.
68% of the time.
We'll see.
Season 1.
Will they be able to tie it up right now? Nadeshot leads all players on OpTic Gaming with 4 and 3. Scump, Crim, and Formal with just 1 kill apiece.
The key here really is going to be Formal trying to get those first bloods for OpTic. That's what's worked traditionally for them in Search and Destroy throughout the season. You see him going for it, but Crim6 has just naded Scumpy. That's a big mistake. I would have loved to see exactly how that actually happened. But OpTic, a man down on this aggressive push. Formal is going to level the playing field, though.
I was watching the mini-map, and Crim thought there was going to be a push coming from the forklift, and we saw Formal injure a player. Scump went in to finish it off, and really just bad timing there. Grenade blows up at Scump's feet. So Nadeshot and Formal, they're going to be in the action, and it's Formal picking up 1, going for 2 here.
And now you've seen exactly why the attacking side is so favored. If you get that bomb down, there's so many places that you can just try and hide, put yourself in advantageous positions. Formal, he hasn't seen him. Nadeshot comes in from behind, he cleans up, it's a 1 versus 1. Nadeshot now versus Theory, 19 seconds left. They're both at the other side of the bomb site. This heavily favors Nadeshot in this position.
And Nadeshot's gonna find Theory sprinting, can't finish though.
Doesn't matter, the round's over. There's no way Theory's gonna get that defuse, so OpTic Gaming gonna tie it up, 2-2.
No way at all?
No way.
And here comes Nade. Theory will get the kill. A little morale, but 2-2.
Doesn't matter, as I said. OpTic Gaming level it up, 2-2 in this S&D solo. Yo, you thinking what I'm thinking, Puckett?
Round 11.
A little bit of round 11 action, maybe.
Who you want to see in that one-on-one in that round 11?
Oh, one-on-one, round 11.
I'm giving Goon the...
No, you know who I would love? Looney. I think Looney's been a standout player. He's currently 1-3 though, so he's definitely struggling. But for TK, here at Season 1 Finals, I think it's so hard to argue that anyone's been playing better than him.
Again, they're going to send Goonjar to A. Crim is the player to meet him over here. On the opposite side, it's going to be Looney, who originally pushed the B site. Didn't see anything, crossed over to the middle, and you see a little bit of aggression. One player making noise here from TK. Looney trying to clean it up, but OpTic not showing themselves. They're just running around each other here, and there's the first engagement. Scump's going to take it.
Big first blood. Nature's going to reply with second blood. That was Sharp. He's running the IMR. Formal gets third blood, and Theory is escalated very quickly for him. He's left in a 1 versus 4 situation with that bomb in his hand, and it is not looking good for him.
Now, this isn't fun if you're Theory right now. You have 4 OpTic members just waiting for you to make a mistake. Answers on Scump, 1 on 3 now.
He's just trying to jump around, find anyone he can, but no, not going to happen. He's going to fall. And again, he's left in such a horrible position that you may be like, well, why is he double jumping around? He needs to try and find someone as quickly as he possibly can before he can even make a play on that bomb, and time's ticking. So, as I said, Theory just desperately looking for a play. And consider how this S&D solo started out. You're looking at it as a TK. We're going to kind of cruise through it a little bit. They were very, very solid. That was mainly because of Goonjar's strong start.
Right.
Has he slowed down? That's the question. 5 and 3. Yes, he's slowed down since the first 2 rounds.
It's the first bloods from OpTic. That's really what it was. Scump won
look at how
first
Formal
fight against Looney.
Formal stepped up. He was 1 and 2, and then all of a sudden you talk about those first bloods, and that's the key, really. It opens up the map so much on solo.
And you're going to see one player at the top is going to be trying to get sights. That is going to be Theory on the opposite end, sniping back at him. And we're going to see will Formal be able to connect wisely. TK is going to back down on the opposite end. A engagement. It's Nadeshot going to win that one. We're going to see the crossover from the middle as well, as OpTic Gaming is now going to try and push over in this direction.
Now, this is really interesting because last time when TK won that gunfight, in fact, Nadeshot's going to get a 2-piece. They have to rotate now. I was going to say last time when TK won that gunfight, they rotated immediately. OpTic Gaming were pretty slow on that, but Nadeshot's got a 3-piece. Looking for the ace. Can Nadeshot get it? Yes, he can.
No
Nadeshot,
way.
You caught the ace. You caught the Nadeshot ace.
That was actually a little bit of Scump action here.
Oh, was it Scump?
Yeah,
Oh,
Scump got the double assist on both of these kills. What teamwork, though, that you're seeing here. And Scump is going to get your round-ending kill cam. Nadeshot, though, on a 4 streak. We should mention. But really, Nade, he's the one who won that round. He got the first 2 kills.
And again, the kind of mind games came in a little bit there because when TK won that first gunfight over at A, they immediately rotated across. OpTic Gaming didn't. They were waiting to see if Nadeshot could find another pick, and he actually did. So OpTic are in full control, and this is the kind of OpTic that you saw throughout the Season 1 games. 100% win ratio in this map.
B-push party, and it's going to be Nadeshot. Last man over here as his teammates were dropped all up to Krim, who's going to have to transfer all the way over from the A street. You're going to see 3 players all set up. Krim, though, could do it. Not going to happen this time, says Sharp. Cuts him out of the sky.
Good responsive round right there from Team Kaliber. It's what they need. You can't allow OpTic Gaming to go 5-2 up. It's almost a guaranteed loss at that point.
TK going to bring it back, 4-4?
Nah.
Yes. Theory hits the first snipe. I bet you $1.
Bet me $1? I'll take that. I'll take that.
Here we go.
Yeah, all right. Well, gamble with Theory. I'm saying Formal out snipes him.
Formal out snipes him?
To be fair, Formal, I haven't really seen him use a sniper rifle that much.
He's got no, he hasn't been using it.
He's been using the barrel trying to get those picks from long range. But let's have a look at Theory. Of course, TK on the defensive side.
Uh-oh, B action already.
Yeah, they just.
Can we get to a Formal? It's going to be spotting Sharp up top, and Sharp.
How is he
staying alive?
Oh, that's one. Immediately kills traded though. Theory left by himself, 1 on 3.
Done.
Pay me my money, Puckett.
OpTic Gaming fans, no, they're just 1 round away from securing a spot here in the Season 1 Grand Finals. Scump with another round-ending kill cam. That is back-to-back kill cams for him, and we're going to see. Will they close it out here, or will TK clutch up once again? They love being the underdogs. They love being behind and finishing strong. Goonjar, after a fantastic start, has slowed down. I want to see him get first blood here.
Nature's been the key for me this game. 11 and 5. What a stand-up performance in Search and Destroy when his team needed him. He's been widely regarded as one of the better S&D players on this team, and he's playing like it right now. Goonjar's going to have to backtrack because he's going to get challenged.
Goonjar backing up. Theory got first snipe. Nadeshot answering back with an ASM-1. You see the rotation after Sharp. Actually, he's not even going to be able to get to that bomb. They're all going to push over to the middle of the map and try and coordinate this attack. They know they cannot make any mistakes here, and Sharp is going to be able to pick that up. No one was looking at the bomb, and we're going to see an engagement back A most likely.
The key there was the play that actually pushed in from TK. I believe that was, who was that highlighted? Looney. He got complete control of that A bomb site relatively quickly, so his teammates could actually try and push across. But how are OpTic Gaming going to break this? They need to pinch from both sides, but at the same time, they need to be trading kills. There's the first kill from Formal. That's on Goonjar. Now immediately, the bomb hasn't gone down. Formal went for the challenge, 2 versus 2. Sharp and Looney versus Krim and Nade.
And there is Sharp going up and over. Did Nade hear him?
I don't think he saw him.
This is so intense
that's
here.
Unfortunate because he
20 seconds down.
Smart play from Nature. Just get out. You don't need to go for that challenge when you're by yourself. The mind games, he knows the other team has seen him, and they're both looking for kills at this point. Looney's going to get the first kill. Now it's Krim 6, 1 on 2.
And here's Loon.
Oh, Looney's going to fall.
Sliding for no reason.
Oh, no. Oh, he does get the bomb down. 1 versus 1. Crim against Sharp. Crim 2 and 4. Bottom of his team against Sharp. 6 and 6. Top of the team.
15-time champion Crim 6 against your 2009 national champion Sharp.
Sharp's teammates definitely going to be calling some stuff out. Sharp's going to see Crim 6, and he wins the gunfight. TK stay alive here in Search and Destroy Solar. 5-4. Can TK win one more round and push it to a round 11 game 5 Search and Destroy?
That was a 2-on-3, correct?
Yes.
Big finish there by TK. Now we'll see. They're on defense here. You know OpTic's going to be favoring that B side once again. How do you play this?
I mean, if you're on the attack, it favors you on this map. As we said, 68% of the time in Season 1, the attacking team has won. That first pick is going to be so crucial. Now you see Formal changing out his class, pulling out that sniper rifle. He recognizes how important first blood is going to be, but Looney gets it on Nadeshot. Nadeshot was watching the flank, and that is a huge, huge win for TK.
And now OpTic's got to be nervous. Their flank is not watched. They're going to have one player in the back that's Formal, but Formal normally allowed to just focus across.
Looney just destroyed Crim.
Going off.
Now it's a 2 versus 4. Formal and Scump. This is looking so good for a round 11
Scump's been
right now.
spotted too. And there are 2 players over here. Theory looks, and you see Formal dropped.
Scump needs to go for a 1 versus 4 to put OpTic Gaming through in the grand final. Then you have 1 round of leeway. Scumpy's going to go for it.
Oh,
not going to get it.
Theory hits the snipe. I can't wait for this kill cam. You see Scump charging right up, and actually it is Sharp helping out. The snipe coming down just at Scump's feet. Nice positioning, though, by TK. Sharp really going big when his team needs it, but Looney opened all that up.
Who has the attacking side and the defensive side right now?
It's going to be OpTic.
OpTic Gaming with the attacking side. Nadeshot 12 and 7 has to be the player to look at. He's been playing so solid throughout this entire
round 11, game 5, winners bracket finals for a spot in the championship match. It all comes down to this.
Oh, Nadeshot going for an unconventional push. We've seen OpTic Gaming do this a couple of times already. Some gunfights going down. Who is going to win it? Lots of shots, and it's going to be Scumpy and Looney trading a couple of kills. Formal's going to get second blood there on Gujar, and there's the third blood. Now it's Sharp. 1 versus 3 to push TK into the winners bracket. There he goes down, and OpTic Gaming clutch up in round 11.
Let's go, boys, says Nadeshot. OpTic Gaming fired up after that one. They secure this first spot in our finals, but TK not out of it yet. Give a big round of applause for both of these squads. Game 5, round 11. It doesn't get better than this.
I don't think anyone would have expected TK to go that far against OpTic Gaming. They had some of the best maps in the rotation, and TK were able to take it to them. That was an amazing winners bracket final right there, Chris.
Nadeshot 12-8-1 to finish out that one. Fantastic performance across the board by both teams, but in the end, OpTic Gaming is guaranteed top 2. Let's send it over to our analyst, Maven, Mr. X. What do you think of that amazing Game 5?
Wow, winners bracket final.
That's insane.
Game 5, round 11. You could not ask for anything more epic than that. Matt, walk me through it.
The first 2 rounds go in TK's favor. They win that offensive round first and then a defensive round second. Gunjar gets off to just an amazing start.
5-0
5-0, starts off 5-0. We'll talk a little bit more about that throughout. Round 3, OpTic wins the defensive side. OG wins again on an offensive side. They basically rattle off 5 straight rounds. Goon went from 5-0 to 6-5. Really, I think that's what kind of opened that up. I mean, he was on fire at the beginning of that game. Crim had a little bit of an off S&D the entire time. Round 9 is where it gets a little bit interesting. Crim, that 1v2, takes out Looney. Sharp able to clutch it out. TK wins an offensive side. Then you go to round number 10. OpTic played that very slow. They had success in that last offensive round, just pushing straight through B. Didn't know why they went back to that again. They played really slow. Looney was able to flank, get those kills in the spawn, force that round 11. Round 11 right there, I like that play. They call that mid. A lot like what we saw OG do at the Call of Duty Championships for Ghost in that game against Complexity. They pushed, Red, when a crazy mid push on Red, and they definitely caught them off guard.
That was same
kind of mid push there. Yeah, that was definitely Nade's call.
Big game from Nade. You saw after that one how fired up he was. What an incredible performance there. We sometimes, guilty as casters, we don't give TK as much credit as we should. I did not think they would push OpTic that far, but that was phenomenal.
If they meet up again, though, you're going to need Crim to play a lot better if they're going to win this event. I think you're going to need him to really turn it up on S&D. I mean, Nade and Formal and Scump went huge there. Formal and Scump the last 2 rounds put up some amazing kills. You're going to need Crim to play a bit better, though.
Well, looking forward, we're going to now have TK Denial in our losers bracket final. Looking at that one, what's the key player matchup for you? Who do you think should be taking this
I
series?
think
You and I are hopping back in the booth.
The real matchup is really if TK can bounce back. I mean, a
Yeah.
loss like that
That's a
takes
heartbreaker.
a ton of
Yeah.
just emotion out of you, just drains you as a player. You're really going to need to see how they bounce back in that first hard point. If Denal comes back and kind of rolls into that first hard point, it could be a pretty quick series.
All right, well, quick commercial break. We should be back with an interview from OpTic Gaming before we kick it into the losers bracket final. Don't go anywhere.